dangerous.
Bad feeling about this.
You don't seem to understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world. What's up? It's your boy Humble Dad back with another edition of Humble Dad Podcast. Got a good one for you tonight. Why? Because I said so. We're gonna be talking about when is it time to divorce? Question mark. Or if there is a time, right? So many people talk about it. It's a hot topic. Why people don't get married? Why people get divorced? That's what's going on in these streets. And so I wanted to have a conversation about it. And we got the best panel on the planet to talk about it. And so our question for this evening is, what do you miss most about childhood? That's our icebreaker. What do you miss most about childhood? All right. And we're going to welcome to the stage. Everybody know they got to get ready. Mr. Prototype.
What's good?
What's going on, homie?
Man, living the dream.
That's what's up. I see you got the guns out.
Yeah, you know, they stay smoking.
Listen, bro, you better not gain weight. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna look like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna look like Barkley when he be wearing those suits.
I'm good.
That's what's up. What you got on the question?
Man, what do I miss about childhood? I don't miss anything about childhood, to be honest. I mean, I set my life up. You know, God blessed me in a way where not only can I do everything I did in my childhood, I have a life that I've never imagined. So I don't miss anything about my childhood. You know, it's like when I get off of work, I still go to the hoop court. I still watch the shows I wanted to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything that's how I stay happy by doing everything I did that made me happy when I was a child. So
that's what's
and
up.
More.
That's what's up. That's good stuff, man. And we're gonna welcome to the stage Miss Dia.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm great.
That's what's up.
I miss my attitude. I think I was more fearless when I was a kid, less concerned about others. So I would say my fearlessness. It's coming back though. I'm at that age, so it's all good.
Where do you think it went?
I'm just
now, why do you think it went away?
Because I'm less selfish. I became less selfish.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right. Okay. Appreciate you being here as always.
Thank you.
We rocking and rolling. Up the bat, Miss Shan.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
What I miss most about my childhood would be like playing outside in that corner candy house. That was dope. We used to have a good time outside. It was just all day. I know everybody has trauma from that water hose, but it was me and my cousin, so we cut the food. We had a great time, and that just looks differently now because I'm an adult. You know, I still get to play outside, but it's not the same. It just looks different.
Yeah, yeah. You walking around and going playing by a water hose, that'd look a little weird.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, we got some new people on the show tonight, and we're gonna welcome the first one. And her name is Jennifer. How's it going, Miss Jennifer?
Hi. It's going good. It's going good.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. What you got on the question?
I miss not paying bills. I mean, I miss not paying bills.
That's a good one.
What I miss. I miss just staying at a child's place, having no worries, and not having to think about any of that stuff. Just like Shan said, go outside with my friends, have a good time, stay out till the street lights came on, and not have to worry about anything else.
That's what's up. That's a good answer. I wasn't thinking about that one. All right. And then last but not least, we welcome Mr. Branden. How you doing, Branden?
Hey, I can't complain, man. I appreciate you bringing me on today.
I appreciate you saying yes, man.
Yeah, for sure. So to answer your question, Jennifer kind of took mine straight out. I was getting ready. I was like, nobody got this one. This is a layup. But I'm gonna double down on it. I'm gonna say the no bills was for sure. But since you said it, I'm gonna come with another one. I miss the bounce back of youth. Like you get injured, you wake. All you need is a nap, and you wake up and you're good to go. That don't, not no more.
Not a nap.
Man, you don't get naps?
Oh yeah.
He said the
No,
bounce.
no, it's just that.
No, he said the bounce back.
Oh,
Yeah.
The bounce back. Yeah, the recovery. The recovery.
Yeah, for sure. That's what's up. I say, I miss hooping every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hooped every day when I was a youngster. You know, and so that's where I got to learn a little bit about myself and what I could or couldn't do, and then that's where I got my confidence. You know what I'm saying? That's where, as some would say, that's where I got my arrogance. Because I probably school prototype even now at 40, 45, 44, you know what I'm saying?
Not even close. You just not
I
strong enough.
I knew you said. Okay.
You're not strong enough, my guy.
That's what's up. Hey, we can make it happen for sure. All right, so we're going to get it started, right? We're going to go with maybe a challenging question. We'll see which one we're going to go with first. So as you know, the topic is centered around divorce, and me, I want people to be married. You know what I mean? Because it makes things better in my estimation if both of them are doing it right. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start with a simple question such as, how can a woman prevent a man from wanting to leave? How can a woman prevent a man from wanting to leave? Now, I'm not saying he won't leave, but what are some things that she could do to prevent him from leaving? Okay. And we'll start with the guest. Branden, what you got? Now, how it works, Branden, when you answer the question, you choose who goes next.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to go first, and then you'll choose who goes after you.
All right. Repeat the question for me one time. Say, how can we reduce the chances of a man?
Yeah. How can a woman
reduce?
I put reduce. That's a better word because you can't prevent too many things. But you know what I'm saying. You heard the question, but you wanted me to change the word. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's right. I rechanged it in my mind. But
how can a woman reduce a man? Let me go back and reword that. Reduce the chance for a man to want to leave.
That's a good question, man. I was going to say you can't prevent it from happening, of course, but you already took that. So
yeah,
the first thing that pops up to mind for me is taking their husband's point of view or their feelings into like prioritizing it in a sense of like making it important. You know, just like women want their man to like consider everything they say and really think about it and internalize it and have the appropriate responses. The same thing needs to be reciprocated for the man. And I would say, in addition to that, is having like a safe space for the man to feel comfortable expressing whatever it is that they're feeling, positive or negative.
Okay, I got you. Who you got going next?
All right, going next, I'm gonna go ahead and say Shan.
That's a tough one. I really think it depends on the gentleman that you're dealing with, because you have some that are just very hard pressed, and once their mind is made up, their mind is made up. You can extend counseling. It may be. I think for me, I would probably take a step back, to kind of give him space. Let him know I'm still here, but I also want to give you space to process. Like I'll be upfront and honest and allow him to understand that this is something that I want to continue with, that I want to work on, and give him space to be open and to talk about whatever it is that he is doing, and make a gallant effort to let him know that I'm there for him and that I'm I'm trying to make changes as much as possible. So
okay. Who you got going next?
Let's go on over to Prototype.
I got some smoke for this one. It's simple, but it's not, right? So she got to put her signature on everywhere he is, right? So, if he's a hooper, when he goes to the hoop court, he could look down and be like, "Man, my girl got me these shoes. I balled today." So if he got a car, my girl bought me these air fresheners. Like she just has to put her signature everywhere that man goes. You know what I'm saying? So even if he do think about it, he's gonna be like, well, damn, I can't even do it without him. Like if another woman like even compliments him on something, it might be like, say you got him a chain, and another woman comes up and like, that's a nice chain. Man, my girl got me this chain. I can't even take that compliment. Or a shirt or any, like, you know what I'm saying? She just got to put her signature all over him. You know what I'm saying? So when he's out and about through the world, he could look at whatever and be like, he get little reminders like, my girl packed this lunch. She got me this lunchbox. Like, it's just like, man, she made this so convenient for me to, you know what I mean? So that's how a woman's supposed to do it. I don't know if women understand that, but you just got to put your name on that man. You know what I'm saying? So when he looks around, all he sees is you. So let's go with Miss Dia.
That was interesting. I appreciate
It
that.
was interesting. What was interesting about it, Miss Dia?
Because I agree. For a
What?
I agree. I agree that, and that was cute. I could appreciate that. I would say being considerate, mindful of just him, things that he likes, can appreciate. Everybody else pretty much covered it. I was gonna say, as Branden said, as far as safety is concerned, having a safe place, I would say, of course, making home, and just knowing when the best time to approach him, just analyzing him, and knowing the best time to have conversations and all the things that men are concerned with doing, just making it easier for him to be able to.
All right, cool. It's on you, Jennifer.
So when I'm listening to everybody else, it's the way that they're answering is kind of like it's all coming from a different set of circumstance. Like the way that Shan answered was like he's about to walk out the door. The way that Branden answered, it was just like a general, you know what I mean? So it kind of like makes me think about the question, like when you say prevent him from leaving, is his stuff packed? Is it at the door? Like, is this a baby don't go? Or is this just a general, how can you keep your man happy so that the thought doesn't occur to him to leave? In either circumstance, I still feel like number one priority for any relationships, lifeblood for anybody to not want to walk away is open communication, period. Like, if you don't like something, say you don't like it. Then that also comes with knowing the person. Sometimes things can be unspoken. I know you're having a hard day. I know what's going to make you feel better. I don't need to ask you what's wrong. I can just do something that I know is going to make you feel better. So if you're feeling, if you were feeling bad, you feel better. If you weren't feeling bad, you're still happy because, I did something that made you smile. Just generally, to me, it's I think the lifeblood of everything, just the foundation is communication and just keeping it open and, knowing what he likes, knowing what he doesn't like, and not just talking, but listening. Big capital letters, listening, like, and actually hearing what you're being told. Not just hearing it, but understanding it and putting it into practice, like Shan said.
That's what's up. That's good. I know that y'all know that this dude wants sex. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? That should have been at the top of the chart.
That would have never been a reason why somebody would have left me. So I didn't even think about it.
But honestly,
I'm just saying that like if it's on a regular basis,
sex is not going to keep him from leaving. A man can have sex all day, all night, and if he wants more, he wants more. If he
I
wants
didn't
something,
say it's going
he
to
wants
prevent
something
it. I said reduce.
yeah. Okay. Well, even
Yeah.
reduce.
I didn't think about that because there's no issues here with that.
I got
Right.
you. Prototype. Am I tripping when I'm saying what I'm saying?
You're not tripping. I mean, you kind of don't mention it just because it should be self-explanatory. So you don't
Like it should be
kind of
on the
mention it.
regular. Am I? It's if
I
dudes
mean,
on the regular.
Regular
it
is
should be
subjective.
self-explanatory. I think
I'm
that
talking
should.
about as regular as he. You know. I mean,
I think the thing about it, I think even if you did what I said you would do, and you limited the sex, you still have a better shot than somebody that just gives up sex.
That's true. But we all know that if somebody's got their mind made up to do something, they're gonna do it. It doesn't matter what you do. And
Yeah.
sex is
That's not true.
sex is
That's
low
not
on the list
true.
for me. Not necessarily giving sex is low on the list, but I'm saying like we have seen multiple circumstances, and when you know that people have a healthy sex life and it's just not enough. You know what I mean? Like I've been there, so I can definitely speak to that. It's
I haven't seen that on multiple occasions. Not mine. I mean, that might be your anecdotal, but that's not mine. I know a lot of men that complain about not getting enough sex all the time, and they
They
still
stay
stay
mad.
loyal, don't leave. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
they're in sexless
And I
marriages.
and I get that side of it too. I totally get that side of it too.
That's what's up. Let's flip it on the other side of it, right? Um, well, how can a man reduce the chance of a woman leaving? Right? How can a man reduce the chance of a woman leaving? Right? She ain't got the smirk on her face.
Because women, we like to run our mouths. This can take you.
So you usually okay. Go ahead and go. Okay, so how can a man reduce the chance of a woman from leaving?
Number one, Jennifer said it, communication. Like you have to be able to talk to us openly. Women, we have thousands of words to use. I'm so serious. I'm serious.
My bad. I need to hold my tongue.
You're fine. I'm okay with that. No, but I want honest communication, and it doesn't matter what it's about. That's what I want. Does it stop me from reacting a certain way? Absolutely not. Right? Just because we ask for open communication doesn't mean we're not going to have a response to it. But I think as a mature adult, we have to learn how to regulate our responses, right? You don't just flip off the chain so honest, open communication is number one. Number two, a man understanding what love means to us. I don't want you to love me in the way that you understand it. I want you to love me in the way that I receive love. So whatever that looks like, I'm not asking for something every day, but I do want you to pick up on the little things that I love and that I appreciate and to do those things. And of course, vice versa. So let's go on over to Dia.
I would say quality sex. Not the wham bam that gets old. The number one would be quality sex.
That's what's up.
And Shan said it best with the honest communication, because I feel like anything we should be able to have a conversation about anything, and being considerate and not selfish. My primary love language is physical touch and then acts of kindness. So I appreciate you doing what you're supposed to do, and I reward that. So that's me, and I'll go with Jennifer next, since she's the next lady.
One of the biggest things for me is I want to feel protected. And that's not just physical protection, that's emotional protection, spiritual protection. I want to know that I'm protected. I don't, if I bring something to you that is bothering me or scaring me or whatever the case may be, I want to know that you're going to protect my interest, in turn protecting our interests as far as our relationship, because you and me is us. So when you're protecting me, you're protecting, and I'm protecting you, we're protecting us. And emotional intelligence, that is a huge one for me. Like I can't deal with we're at a certain age now where you should be able to express yourself at least to a degree that we can expound on or whatever, or not having this stigmatism about therapy and all of that other stuff. Emotional intelligence is just super important. Like I think it was Shannon said, we should be able to talk to each other. We should be able to openly communicate with each other. And because if I can't be vulnerable with you, I can't be vulnerable with anybody. Like you're home base. Like we should be able to have these open, honest, very raw conversations without disrespect or without, somebody leaving not feeling protected. So
this is who you got going next?
Let me hear it, Branden.
Okay. I would say don't embarrass her. I think that a lot of marriages, a lot of relationships can survive as long as you keep it like between you try to keep it on the low. But when you introduce like the public to it, now you got scrutiny, you got your friends, you got family, you got the randos that you ain't never heard of. It's like judging you. And I think a lot of relationships can't handle that kind of pressure when it's already, I would say, brittle, from something going on. So I would say if you can minimize or not minimize, just don't embarrass your woman. I feel like that could help. That would definitely help in general.
That's what's up. Welcome to the show, Mr. Tardy. And once again, you're on mute. Like you are consistent. You feel me? Listen, sometimes you don't even know when it's a joke, Dwayne. You know what I'm saying? Prototype, it's on you. We're going to let Dwayne get himself together.
Man, how can a man reduce the chance of a woman from wanting to leave? Women are only loyal to their best possible options of the day. You know what I mean? So they have a hard time understanding the future. They don't see the future. You know what I mean? You got to be their best option every day. And that's the only thing they're loyal to. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing they understand. So if any fellas is listening, you be her best option every day. And that's the only way. If you skip a day, you might get cheated on. So be her best option every day. And that's the only way. There's no way around it.
You wilding tonight.
Go,
it must be because you got your jersey on.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead and respond, Shan.
Every day? We're gonna
every day, because y'all don't see a future. Y'all don't see a future. Y'all can't look at a man and be like, down the road he's going to be XYZ.
You're supposed to see it and lead.
Say that. We definitely got the vision. We can look at a woman. I can look at a woman and be like, if I do this, she will be whatever in the future. But women can't do that with men. And when y'all do that, it's the dude that is like tall, and y'all think, because he's tall and he can speak well, he got potential, but he could be dumb as rocks for real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just have a hard time seeing a man for who he truly is outside of aesthetics. So, like I said, you got to be your best option every day.
Women wear around you meet these women.
I know, y'all not supposed to agree. It's nothing y'all would know about yourselves. Me being a man who study and hunt women, I understand how to catch the prey. And I understand that I would have to be the best option for you guys every day.
And it sounds like your prey are bad options, just in general.
You can say that, but I'm doing well.
I am.
Like, how is that
found a good one to settle down with?
Let me ask this. Okay, so if your man is the best option, are you because women cheat, y'all know this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if the woman cheated, it's because what?
Women cheat for emotional reasons.
No. Okay, but why though? Because what?
Because something was lacking. Women cheat for emotional reasons. I'm not gonna hide that. I'm not gonna sidestep that. But they're cheating because they're missing something.
They felt that something was better that day.
We're talking about men right now.
Even though that dude is he's not better for you.
One at a
We're
time.
so fickle that if a man has a bad day, we're so fickle that I'm just gonna be like, you know what? He had a bad day. Fuck him. I'm finna go find me somebody else I can screw today. Like, what are we talking about?
There are
That's
women
not
that do that. What you talking
Yes.
about?
Yes. If you could find a better man than
I'm
you
sure
have
that
that
there
day,
are
you
women
will.
out
Yes.
there that's shallow.
Say that again.
I'm sure that there are women out there that are that shallow,
That's
but I wouldn't
typically
say
what
it to the
we-
majority.
That's still his fault.
Oh, exactly.
It's always a man's fault.
Always a
Facts.
man's fault. So yeah, we're going
There's
with
that accountability he was
So-
talking about earlier. Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
So this is what the thing though. The statement that he made is it's hard to hear, right? But if you look at it straight on, the woman cheated because she felt like there was a better option.
I don't think that
agree
they're
with that.
disagreeing with that. I think they're disagreeing that it's an everyday. He's being evaluated for that every single day.
Right.
Like there may be a culmination of okay, he was evaluated for today, this day, that month, that
Most
year. It was a buildup. It wasn't a today you pissed me off, so I'm finna go jump on somebody else. No, not every day.
But it's not just a somebody else. It's a somebody better than what
Okay,
he is, right? Because when y'all do that, it's somebody that your dude probably admire, or it might be like his enemy or something if they're on the same level. But it's if he was a ball player, it would be another teammate, or like it would always be somebody he would admire. Y'all don't do things. Y'all don't go beneath. Y'all go
Women
up.
don't cheat down.
Right.
Okay,
So that's what
I
I'm
get you on
saying.
that. Yeah.
How it's
Women
hard
don't
if you got a
cheat
decent dude. It's hard to find that guy better than him every day. But if that day was slacking, if he was slacking this day, and that better option popped up, you're jumping on it.
No.
Dwayne, your turn, bro. Hey, the question
Unmute.
is, he know he's trying to be on mute. How can a man reduce the chance of a woman from wanting to leave?
Man. Oh man, that's a good question. I guess the best thing is to listen. So if you listening, then and you responding appropriately, then that's the best way. Because if she leave and you were listening, so hey, it was meant to be. Go on about your way. Plus, things should be better off because you can focus that energy on somebody who can reciprocate it. Sorry to say it like that, but
Anybody want to add to that? Because y'all had something to say, bro. No, nothing. Cricket.
I mean, I do, but it's I think that's a great. We talked about it earlier. It's a great start. Communication, not just hearing the words, but listening and putting it into action. And if it's not something that you can put into action, if they asking too much, then communicate. Say, you asking too much. I can't do that. Maybe we can do this. Don't just come with problems. Come with solutions.
Okay.
Consistency is everything.
And consistency for
and
sure.
follow through with what you say you're gonna do, because we could talk all day, and you can make empty promises, and that it gets terrible
that way.
I want y'all to notice that we never say, and women do it too. I just want y'all to know that we accept the statement that you make, and we don't say women do it too. We don't do that. But I digress.
Thank you.
Exactly, and that's what we be trying to communicate.
Ain't that what I said though?
And as I transition, do women really want open communication?
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Emotionally intelligent women do.
Okay, this is why I think that that's not true. If a dude walked up to you and said, "Hey, let me get some of that," you want that versus him actually finessing you.
Yes, I do.
I mean,
So she could say no.
Yes, so she can say no.
Exactly.
it doesn't matter. We have the right to.
It doesn't matter. We have the right to say
Yes.
no. But I can respect anyone's mind as long as they're honest with me. If that's what you want, yes, walk up to me and say that's what you want. Don't waste my time.
Do you want to get paid or do you want to be right?
Just to get what you want, only to leave later because that's all you wanted in the first place. If that's all you wanted in the first place, just say that. Maybe that's all I want too. You never know unless you're honest.
But this is the
Never
thing.
happened.
This is the thing that I think some
people will. It's very abrasive for them, and they can't handle it. But everybody is not that way. You have to be you regardless. You're not here to tailor yourself to somebody else. You're here to be you. Let them figure out if they can deal with you or not. That's
how that works. Saying though. Okay, that sounds good. This is what I'm saying. That men that approach you want to sleep with you. Period.
Yeah, that's a given.
Okay, so if he comes and tells you that he wants to, and he doesn't, he wants to sleep with you. That's the reason why he's approaching you, because he's sexually attracted to you in some regard. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? So you're saying I want open communication, but the communication is already laid out, right?
He can say, but it's still a matter. Okay, anybody that approaches you is of course they don't know you. So the very first thing that they're see, it's what they see. And of course it's something that they're attracted to physically. The physical attraction is a given because they don't know anything else about you other than the physical at that moment. So of course the attraction is physical. Physical attraction translates into sexual. And yes, we already know that from jump. But if somebody comes up to me and says, that's all they want, I don't want anything deeper than this, I just want some sex tonight, I can deal with that kind of open communication, that honest communication. And like Shan said, and like Dia said, we have the right to say, that's not what I'm looking for. I don't have to be abrasive or rude or get out of my face. How they respond to it is also a sign of emotional intelligence. You can't expect for someone to be open with you and then you not be open with them back. You know what I'm saying? Or you take their, just destroy their dignity, even though this is what you asked for. I wouldn't do that. And I've had men do that. They're like, we're having a conversation and it immediately turns sexual. And I'm like, I respect your mind, but that's not what I'm here for. So,
okay. I got you. So you're saying that if the open communication is there, you respect it. So let me make sure I understand what y'all are saying about open communication. Okay. You're okay if a guy tells you, you know what, I don't like what you wear. Your hair's too short, your hair is too long. What you're wearing, can you pay for this date? This is what we're going to do tonight. So you're telling me you want that open communication because you want to be able to say no?
No, I didn't say because I want to be able to say no, but because I want to make an informed decision based on real, honest facts. Okay. Like, I don't care. I went out on a date with someone the other day, and we get there, we're friends, but technically this person also kind of wants to date me. We get to, we're at the place, but I had asked them to go. I'm gonna lead with that. I had asked them to go. So we get to the place, we're eating, we're having a good time, whatever, the bill comes, and he's like, so how are we doing this? And I looked at the bill and I said, we can split it. It's not a big deal. He was open. He wasn't looking for, there was no weirdness about it. It's very simple. I already know that if I asked you to go somewhere, look, the fact that he even asked if we were going, what we were going to do about this and wasn't expecting for me to pay the whole thing, because I asked him to go. If he asked me to go somewhere, he pays. That's, if I ask someone out, I expect, to take part in this some kind of way, whether I'm paying it all or whether we're splitting it, whatever, that's neither here nor there. But what I'm saying is, yeah, it's just about being open and open, like being honest. Like, if you are honest, I can be honest, and then we can, live above board.
Okay. What do you think, Dwayne? You think maybe I need to change the question? Do women want honest communication?
That was the word, honest.
Do women want honest communication?
Can we preface that this has to be, you are probably going to get a better response from a woman if you are a man trying to pursue a woman. She's trying to pursue. It's a relationship, right? As a woman, we're not going to just walk up to any man off the street and be like, "Yo, daddy, I saw them gray sweatpants. Pull it out."
No, I'm referring to in a relationship already.
Yes, in a relationship,
already in a relationship. I'm not talking about coming and trying to talk to you.
Even in dating, I have dated gentlemen who have told me, "You're not the only person I'm seeing." Okay, great. What they got to do with us going on?
Yep. Throw it out there. It's okay.
I want you to know that I have a list as well. So are we going here
Right.
or are we going there?
Right.
We got rosters.
Okay,
It's okay.
It's okay.
Dwayne, what you got on the question?
Hey, I appreciate the time y'all took there. That gave me some time to think a little bit more. I appreciate that. No, but man, I don't know. Like, as we're honest, like the fact that you have to go through. If our mind, like, we would type it out. If we're like writing an email, we'd type it out and then backspace it out. Because that's what that honest communication. We having to try to finesse it and figure out how we gonna deliver it. It's like how we gonna deliver this plate of food? Like, how can I put this over here so it looks better, and the garnishing and all this. That honesty piece of it, man. I think any way you say something, honesty is relative to the person you're delivering it to. Because you could be bringing it to them and you package it up real nice and good, and they just straight reject that. And all the truth you had in it, and honesty and all that, feelings and emotion get all wrapped up, and it spoils it at times. So for me, as for honest communication, I try. But then sometimes I'm like, damn, I'm not good at this. Okay, I am not good at this, because I'm like, man, I thought I had this cheat code entered, fixed, resolved, good to go, and it's like, nope, you said it wrong. Damn.
Who you got going next, Dwayne? Oh, you had I'm sorry, did you finish?
Yeah, no, my bad. It's not what you said; it's how you said it.
Exactly.
They want honest communication, though.
No, I'm kidding. Let's go prototype.
I would say, yeah, they want open communication. Like, they want to be taught and led. You know what I mean? So they want to be instructed on what to do, how to do it, and what to say, how to move, and blah 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 blah. But that's the communication. Like, they just want to understand. They want you to communicate the vision so they can follow. So that's basically it. That's the communication they're talking about. All the other stuff, just blah 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 blah. But they want you to be able to, express your vision so they can follow you willingly. That's it.
Who you got going?
Let's go with Branden since he has the hot clip.
Thank you. I do. I think they really think they want honest communication. Like, I do believe that. I believe they didn't want it. I believe that they want it with everything, but I don't think they, like, when they see it, I don't know if they really, you know what I mean? Like, when they think of honesty, I don't think it's the same as what we think of when we think honesty. So I will say that I do think they do want honest communication, but what I found is that a lot of times they may want it in a way that is digestible to them. So, like, so it can't be your honesty, it can't be your truth. Like, I can't speak my truth. I got to speak, like, the truth in a way that you can receive it. Like, I got to speak, like, I can't give it to you how I want to give it to you. I got to give it to you how you gonna receive it best. And that can be difficult, trying to navigate, trying to figure out what that is. Because in order to figure out how you're gonna receive what I'm trying to tell you, I gotta fuck up a couple times until I learn the right pathway. So I don't think it's gonna be okay off rip. It's a little learning curve. Different women have different steeper, shorter learning curves than others, but there is always a learning curve when it comes to delivering honest communication to your woman.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you can say something. Go ahead.
Y'all are all basing this on the premise that somebody's got to be happy with what you say to them. It's not always going to be sunshine and roses. Like, honest communication comes with pissing people off sometimes. The truth is going to piss you off first before it sets you free sometimes. It is what it is. It's not, everybody's trying to package this all pretty and stuff, but it's not always, it doesn't matter how you say it. Sometimes it's just going to hurt. That's the other side of it, but
that sounds
being honest and having that
it's not about if it hurts or not. It's about the communication being effective enough for you to do what we need you to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we know y'all had this trigger of emotions, and we don't want y'all will get wrapped up in the emotional side of what we said, opposed to actually hearing what we actually said. And now we're like, dang, man, now I got to go through this. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want y'all to actually just get it the way we want to say it. But a lot of times we got to talk around to avoid the emotional triggers so you could understand and everybody could be productive. You know what I'm saying? It's not personal, but y'all will take it personal. Like you damn, did you even hear what I said? You know what I'm saying? Like you got caught up on that. I wasn't even talking about that premise over there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's we're trying to figure out a way to get you to move into action and avoid the emotional side of it. So that's why we're being considerate enough to make all these jumbles and jumps and hurdles and under, you know what I mean, like the dog show, just to try to get you to understand XYZ instead of going off of QRS.
Can we
You know
agree?
what Dia gonna say though? You know what Dia gonna say?
No,
That's both of us.
No, I'm gonna say, can we agree that people respond to pain though?
See,
like
first,
no, serious. I'm talking about men and women. We respond.
I know that you talk about men and women. We were talking about women though.
I know we talking about men and women. I'm just saying we respond to pain, so it don't matter. I'm like, Jennifer,
but how do you respond to pain though? See, pain makes men stronger. Pain, it stays a trauma with women, right? We lie to y'all because we care about y'all feelings.
Welcome to the show, Rick.
Stronger as well. It makes me stronger as well, and most of my change comes through receiving information, probably in the worst way.
The only two women on the planet. I appreciate y'all. I applaud y'all.
Hey, welcome.
No, there's three on the panel. There's three.
It's three. Hey,
who still ain't gone? I should tell somebody. I'm supposed to pick somebody.
Yeah, somebody hasn't win. I think it's on.
Who ain't going? Is it?
Yeah,
Ricky. Okay.
Yeah. Do you really? Do women really want honest communication? You would know most of all of us, probably.
No. Y'all love the lies. Y'all love them. Y'all cuddle up with them at night in soft pillows and silk sheets. Y'all love them.
Oh my gosh.
What's the song she sang? I love the way you lie. Y'all love it.
Eminem sang that, but
okay. But it was a girl singing on a song, right?
No, yeah, it was Eminem in reality.
Right. So right. No, it's like I said, there's like okay, so let me put it this way, right? The truth cannot be, you can't be honest when a woman's happiness is paramount. You can't. Y'all move. I want to make sure I'm happy. I'm happy. Not y'all. Never anybody on the panel. You ladies are the creme de la creme. The cream always rises to the top. You women are exquisite, right? But your counterparts out here in the world, right? Telling the truth requires pain, right? It requires you to evaluate yourself, right? Now, again, Dia being 1 of a million, Jennifer being 2 of a million, and Shan being 3. Your counterparts do not react as such because, again, their happiness is paramount. Everything in a relationship depends on them being happy. And I have yet to see. Just my personal
question.
You sure can.
Look, you see what you got to do before you say something? Every time, right? You see what the jumbles, the hurdles you're going through just to make a point.
Just to get the point across.
What taught you how to do that? Why do you do that?
Because you deal with women.
Terrible.
Right? Can't just tell you know what your wig look goddamn mess, bitch. You can't just tell you that.
You better. Don't let me go out in these streets looking crazy.
And you can lead a be. You can lead a be, but you can say your wig.
That's honest communication. You was
right, because again, but let's make the point. And shout out to my Proto. When you write, my guy.
Did you hear what I said?
When Proto write, he write. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact, right, that I have to pose it to you a certain way just so you digest it makes his point exquisitely. It's just the way y'all like the truth. This what I should say. Y'all like the truth when it's presented in a way that you can digest it.
That's anybody.
That's what Branden.
No, it's
that's
not.
What Branden said. That's what Branden said.
That's not anybody. No, it's not. Because
we need a counter for that.
Me. I don't care if it hurts my feelings or if you I don't care. Tell me the truth, right? Because and this the point I'm making. It slipped right. I'm a victim of this. Humble dad, this my guy. He'll tell you. When I tell the truth, I'm rude. Everybody want to police my tone. Ricky, why you so cold? Why you so harsh? Well, maybe if you didn't say it that way. Men don't tell me that. Guess who tell me that? Proto be like, hey, man, it kind of is what it is, right? I might not agree with you, but hey. Right? Ladies want to police me like they got handcuffs on. That's all I got.
What's the response? We got some crickets in the house. Y'all still disagree?
Ain't no crickets. All y'all equally harsh.
No,
watch this.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, go ahead,
I don't agree with that.
I'm just teasing.
So you're saying that you have to think about a man's ego before you tell him that, I don't think that how you cut the yard was not good. You know what I'm saying? The dinner that you made wasn't good, or the sex that you had, wasn't good. You think that y'all telling me in y'all lifetime, y'all typically have to provide caveats to the guy before you tell him what you really want to say.
Yes.
It depends on what it is.
Yes.
If it's food, I'm going to tell you. If it's sex, I'm going to tell you. I might be a little more mindful because I know that might be sensitive, but I'm going to tell it. It's just, I got to get what I need. And I can't do that if I'm not honestly communicating.
Okay. Shan, you say yes?
Yes. There are certain ways that I have to approach conversations with men.
With most men?
I'm not going to say most men, but with men that I have interacted with, yes, there's certain things, because I get mistaken all the time that my tone as well is off. Or what's going on with you? Nothing. So for me personally, I can only speak to myself. My tone is always taken into account when I talk to people about something. So I'm always trying to figure out the best way to say something, because I can come across as quote unquote mean. So
what was you gonna say, Jennifer?
Yes, every single, and it may not, maybe it's not the men, maybe it's not, but it's me, because I always think about what I say before I say it. I always think about who I'm saying it to and what's the most effective way to get this across to them. I want them to receive what I'm saying. So, and for men, whether it's a man or a woman, but especially with men and the men that I've dealt with, the men that I've dated, the men that I've been married, the man that I was married to, yes, there is a certain fragility of ego there, and we do have to watch what we say, as not to, hurt feelings or bruise egos or whatever the case may be in a lot of cases, because not only are you hurting him, he's not going to tell you most of the time, and that's another thing. And we've already been talking about, just not even just this conversation, but you see it all splashed across social media about how women be cutting these men down and they don't open up, and that's why they don't open up, and that's why they don't talk to you, and that's why they don't say this, and that's why they don't do that, because we're using our tongues to beat them down in the name of honest communication, and so I always think about what I'm saying, who I'm saying it to, when I'm saying it, and how I feel like they're going to receive it. I'm not always right, and I'm not going to say that I am always right. I'm not always right about the tone or the words or the whatever. I learn every time, okay, maybe this wasn't the best way to say that, or maybe I should have led with this instead of, whatever. But yes, the idea behind it is, yes, I always give it consideration, because men are sensitive too. Y'all can play macho all you want to. Y'all's feelings get hurt too by the stuff we say. And it don't have to be nothing serious either. It could just be, like you said, I don't like the way you cut the yard. Or whatever. And if you've had a rough day with something else, it may come across wrong or whatever. I mean, y'all have feelings too, and they get hurt. So some of us
I think
do think
women
about what you say.
think about men's ego more than men do because y'all actually have the bigger egos.
I don't know about all that.
Break that down real quick.
Yeah.
So we all could admit that, hey baby, tell it to me straight, right? Well, most men will say, but they'll come back and say, no, we have to do X, Y, Z, this and that, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So, but we really want it straight, like, hey, your sex game is whack or whatever. I think a lot more men are open to learn from their women in any kind of whatever, but women
Because we're
don't
fixers.
want to
Women
teach
absolutely
men
fix it.
anything. You know what I'm saying? So because I don't really want to teach a man anything, y'all think that we should already know, and that's where the ego part comes in. And like, you should already know how to satisfy me. You should already know I want to date. You should already know I like my meals cooked like this. You should already know I don't want my food to touch. And y'all haven't taught us anything. It's something that we have to just watch and study y'all about. But I don't think y'all do the same thing on the flip side.
So tell me this: why is it that if you politely turn a man down, all of a sudden you the ugliest, the fattest, the whatever, and I ain't like you no way type,
We talking
and you
about
could have been
relationships
completely
though.
polite about it?
We talking about
Huh?
relationships as
I
far as,
know, but I'm just saying but we're still talking about men's egos in
but
general
that's
and
not a
how.
man though that you're referring to. You're talking about an adult male. Like
Oh,
men carry themselves in a totally different fashion than a dude that approaches you and then you turn him down and he says something crazy to you. But we don't recognize them as men.
okay.
We recognize them as adult males. So men walk totally different, and that's why I have the dudes on the show that I do. You know what I'm saying? Because uh, I hold myself to a particular standard, and the dudes that I rock with, I hold them to a particular standard as well. You know what I'm saying? So the dudes that may have done that to you, you know what I'm saying? That's horrible. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the dudes that approach you correctly, you know, you need to make sure you're aware that they're doing that from a genuine position and not just throw them off just because you're not initially attracted to them. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens as well.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, that dude came up to you looking like a boy, pants sagging, no shirt, maybe one gold tooth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to call no stereotypes, but he
He wasn't
looked
no
like what he said to
prototype,
you.
huh? He wasn't no prototype.
Oh no, I can't say that it's that because it's not that. I'm just saying like in general, they can approach me correctly and I can turn them down politely, but then all of a sudden they turn into someone else. It happens.
Yeah, those not men. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of that, I think y'all made a good point. I think Jennifer was talking about it, and I'm gonna get you in on this Branden. You were talking about I think you said about men not sharing their feelings. You said something like that, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's guys don't like to share their feelings for a particular reason, right? Uh, you know, and we'll talk about what Branden thinks, and then I'll give my feedback here shortly. So, Branden, why do you think that men don't share their feelings?
The first answer that comes to mind was I would say conditioning. I would say that from young, we've been conditioned to kind of minimize how we feel and kind of focus on, you know, an action or some sort of, you know, productivity. Like, you know, boys don't cry. You know, I'm sure we all have heard that before. But I would, at the end of the day, I would say that it is most likely either conditioning, and or anytime they have shown their feelings before, it's either been not handled correctly. I guess it would be the best way I can say. Either it's been used against them, or everything seems sweet until y'all get into an argument. You get into an argument with your girl or something like that, or what have you, and then suddenly everything you said, you know, in confidence comes back and then being used as a weapon against them. This is all anecdotal. Luckily enough, I've been lucky enough to kind of have avoided those things in my own personal life. But I've heard enough stories that to know that to be a truth for a lot of men. But at the end of the day, I do think that it is conditioning and kind of, I would say for me growing up, as I'm sure for a lot of black guys, where it was just a lot of women in their life, very matriarchal as blacks, the black culture, is that it doesn't seem like men's feelings or thoughts are really prioritized when it comes to really anything. You know what I'm saying? It's everything kind of flows from the woman in the family, and even if it may not have been intentional, little boys pick that up, that we can only talk about these type of things when it comes to speaking to our mom, or speaking with our grandmom, or what have you. And that kind of that filters up through life, and not feeling like I can say these things to my partner, and that becomes, I just don't, because I've been 20, 30 years, I feel like I can't say. I'm just not, it's not going to be the first thing that's going to pop up into my head, unless it's kind of pulled from me. But that doesn't happen that often. You got to find your right woman and one that actually cares enough to do that.
That's what's up. Who you got going next?
I will go. I want to hear what Ricky got to say. Ricky be having bars.
Why we don't share our feelings?
Yes.
I agree with Branden. One condition, and two, that when we do finally share our feelings, it's weaponized against us. It's just some things a man won't say. It's some things you won't say to your woman. I won't say it because that's not what I look at you as. I'm not going to say it. But I done seen the best woman. I done seen the best women. If you heard them enough, they in their feelings enough. Yep. Yep. It's just that simple. Take it how you want.
Dwayne, what you got on it? You finished on that one, Ricky? All right. Dwayne, what you got on it?
I'm just laughing because that's how I see how it comes full circle, right? Because we be talking about pride, and that comes up, right? And then we wonder, like, why the hell you say that? Like, where'd that come from, right? And whenever they say something so off base because they want to get at you for some reason, I'm like, damn, okay. That's where that pride then comes in, and that's where that fighting starts. Because for the female, y'all have an ability of being able to get away with cheap shots, right? And then it's all in the heat of the moment. But it's like, that's where, for me, that's where the pride comes in. Where we being honest with each other, and then whenever something real personal come out as a weapon, that's whenever it's like, oh, okay, all right. And so that's how I feel on it. Because once you share something and it does turn back to bite you, like, nah, hell, I ain't doing that no more. It automatically builds up a barrier. But I do think, like, you have to be able to come back from that. And that's the struggling part for me, because it's like, damn, that was a cheap shot, right? Like, we were supposed to be going fisticuffs, right? And you came in, you just shot me. Like, you brought a gun to a fist fight. And then, hey, like, it got out of control. Like, I don't know. They can get away with that, but we don't get to slide as much like that, like slipping up. No, I don't think it worked like that.
Who you got next?
Come on with it, Jennifer. You ain't yet. Come on with it.
I think hurt people hurt people.
The truth does what again? Who said that earlier?
Hurt people. And sorry, I'm popping my ears. I can't. My allergies. I don't take cheap shots at men because I don't want them taking them at me. But I do know, I completely agree with what Dwayne said. I recognize it. And same thing with Ricky. I have seen people that I know, they'll come and tell me, because I'm the one that everybody, they all want to bring it to me. They will tell me, they'll tell me all their business, and I'll be like, I don't want to know about this. But yeah, it is. If you open up, I have seen people, women, not people. I've seen women, you're women, weaponize it. I get it. And I do my best not to do that. I take pride in saying no matter how pissed off someone has made me, I don't take cheap shots. I have never unleashed that level of anger yet. But, you know, life still has to be lived. But as of now, I try my best to think before I speak. So even when I'm mad, I can look at you, and for the most part, I can have it in my eyes. You know what I can say to you right now, right? And just destroy your whole world. You know I could say it. I'm not gonna say it, but you know I could say it. You know, I just try to keep it in the, you know. But I agree. I see that. I've heard that from my friends that I'm close to that are male. They say the same thing, that they don't open up because they feel like once it's out there and it's going to be used against them at some point by someone, even if it's not the person they told it to, which is even worse for them.
Who you got next?
Prototype.
So I mean, everybody kind of hit it on the head, right? Our feelings gets weaponized, so we tend to like either hoard them or share them with our with our homeboys. You know, who else? You know, that's where we get most of our like insight from, or we need help with something, so we reach out to our homeboys because they understand or they're dealing with it, or you know what I mean. And you know, I know everybody wants this dream world of, oh, my spouse is my best friend, but I mean, to be honest, my anecdotal experience, it don't happen that often. You know what I mean? Like, I know some of y'all women, you know, y'all might be y'all guys' best friend. We ain't talking about nobody on the panel, but for some of my peers, we're not our spouse's best friend, and and we want y'all to understand us, and y'all don't. Y'all take things the wrong way. It's just a lot that goes with it. I've very rarely seen it. It's just not common. So if you ever get the chance to actually have that best friend relationship, then you're doing something special. But it's not really common in sharing feelings and emotions and worries and fears, and you know what I mean. Like, shoot, we had an episode about that. Like, what do men actually fear? And we don't confide in our women to get over those fears, because y'all just, I mean, what y'all gonna do about it? How y'all gonna help us for real? But let's go with Miss Dia.
I think that men just are able to compartmentalize easier. So you hold things in because you can disconnect. I think it's the same reason why women usually are the ones to initiate divorce. Because a man will stay, he'll just mentally disconnect. So it's easier to sweep things under your own rug. It might not be the collective rug, but it'll just be your personal rug. And because you guys are more logical, of course, we are more irrational. So it's just easier for y'all to hold things in. So if you don't feel safe enough or comfortable enough or feel like it's important enough to be addressed, then you just don't say anything. So that's my thought.
Shan, did you go? It's on you. H time.
There's nothing left to say. Like, it honestly has been said.
Do you
I
disagree? Okay, so let's go with that. Okay, so since everything's been said, let me ask this question, because I try to listen. I don't listen well all the time, but there are some times that I do, right? And so I think this was one of them. I remember early on in the episode there was something about something called safe place, right? That you should make that man have a safe place. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so a man should have a safe place. A man tells a woman his feelings, but then she weaponizes them.
Can I ask
So
a
man,
question
how is
though?
that a safe place?
Can I ask a question about that?
Not until my question get answered.
So,
I mean,
of
it's part of
course,
your question.
we know that realistically, if we're talking in generalizations,
Yeah.
realistically, women are not making safe spaces for their men. To Prototype's point, I think that you can be best friends with your spouse, but for women, we have lots of friends. That doesn't mean we're sharing everything with everybody, right? So, to your point, I do understand the need for a man to have another man to confide in, to talk about, because we are not going to understand certain issues with you all. Um, So I understand those things. And I don't think it's right of women. I mean, even Jennifer, like I know you said you even give the eye, but the thought is still there that I can take what he said and still use it against him, right? So it still creates a space where they are not feeling safe enough to come and talk to us. So I don't think it's going to, I don't think we're going to make major change in that.
And hey, fellas, tell
Hey, Rick, hold it real quick.
Oh, my bad.
No worries. Brandon had raised his hand. He wanted to go, and then you go.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to make address a point. I think D. I think you had mentioned saying that like man, it's easier for men to not say anything or something like, or to kind of keep things kind of tucked in. And I would challenge it. I wouldn't say it's easier. I would just say we're just used to it. It is not only are we used to it because of the conditioning I mentioned before. I will also say it's kind of expected for a man to kind of swallow how he feels in order for, I guess, the relationship to run more smoothly. I'm not allowed to throw a wrench or like make things more difficult with how I'm feeling, because that's not what a man does. That's not acceptable for us. So that's why you see a lot of dudes just like, you know what, a lot of the calculation that like a lot of men have is, if I bring this up, what are the odds of this like turning into something else that I'm not trying to do all that. I have this one little small issue, but if I bring this up, it might become a whole different issue that I'm not even trying to argue. So just in case that happens, I'm just not even gonna say it unless it's like unless we identify to be something significant enough for us to be like, fuck it, if we got to go scorch earth on this motherfucker, we gonna do that. But it has to get to that level, and I think a lot of guys don't categorize a lot of the issues at that level, a level sufficient enough to really want to bring it up, because they're not trying to go scorch earth potentially. Does that make sense? Am I making sense when I say that? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
And I would also add that those are the masculine men, because you got some beta males that want to talk about everything just as much as women.
Oh my God!
How
the problem too?
Yeah,
I don't even see. No. See.
Dude, I'm just saying.
Hold on.
Now
No, hold on.
y'all are backtracking.
Hold on.
Did you hear what I said?
Hold on. Right? So you want us to express our feelings, but not too much.
No, I'm just messing with y'all.
Right?
That is true, Ricky.
But
most women are gonna find that as a weakness.
Understood. And it's what I think. Y'all liars, y'all be lying. Y'all just be lying to make yourselves feel better. You don't really care what he feel about. All you care about is how he feels when it relates to you.
That's not true.
Right? You don't really care. Y'all don't. Y'all again, it's never y'all on a panel. You guys are the you're
creme de la creme.
There is no
No.
There is none better. Right? But I got you. But let me make this point, right? Fellas, tell me if I'm lying. Your girl do some shit like that. You talk to your boys, what they say? Oh, she just being a woman. Ain't that what they say? That's what they do, dog. Man, she'll be, hey man, don't even let it bother you like that, man. She was just trying to hit you, dog.
They all crazy.
We just making stuff up, though. We just making it up.
Can we be solutions oriented? Okay.
Yes.
Well, we got to state the problem first, though, Shan. You a teacher, you know that. You got to check the data.
I feel like the problem has been stated.
I don't know why we got to move so quickly.
I got a question.
I prefer to, if we're here, if this is a platform for learning, then teach us. I'm not saying we're going to get it right.
That's the thing that I'm saying, though. Like what I did was I showed you the contradiction, right? You said, because you know how I do my questions, okay? I asked the question about how can you not prevent, but lessen the likely chance of a man leaving. The statement was have him a safe place, right? In order for it to be a safe place, he got to be able to share whatever you want to share with you without there being a recourse. And oftentimes, women use what the man has said of a vulnerable state, and they use it when they're angry. Why? I don't know. We can talk about that. Then that's where we can probably get some resolution. Like, why do y'all feel that? Not y'all, okay? Why do some women, not women on any panel, okay, and no woman that you're actually talking to at the time of the conversation, right? Everybody else, okay? Why would you use a man's vulnerability against him? Any one of y'all can go first.
Jennifer, I know you got it back in your mind. Come on now, girl.
I wanted to hear Jennifer's question, though. She had a question. I don't want to disregard her thought.
That's fair. Hey, we can come back to it. You know what I'm saying? Give it that think time. Ain't that right, Shane? Give y'all that think time. That's what we do at teachers. Let's go.
Okay, so ask that question again.
No, you ask your question.
Oh, ask my
We're
question.
gonna be. I'm gonna be a gentleman. I'm gonna let you go first with your question.
Okay, so my question was about the things that are weaponized. What for you for men, what is giving these things legs? Is it that you haven't, is it something that you haven't dealt with, or is it something? Because like when y'all say I tell somebody something and then they weaponize it against me, there is very, once I put it out there, it's you can't use that against me. Like, I that's why my question is like, is it something that y'all aren't dealing with, or are you bringing it to us for you to deal with? I mean, for you to deal with, or like, because
Why do y'all do this?
I'm asking.
Can I ask a question? Why do y'all do this?
Huh?
Why do y'all do this?
Do what?
What you just did.
Ask the question?
Right? No, you basically turned it around and pointed the finger at men. That's what you just
I'm not
did.
pointing, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to point a finger. I'm just asking, like, because I'm trying to get an understanding.
Are you asking for an example of something?
Yeah, I'm asking I'm asking for an example. I'm trying to get an understanding. Like, I'm trying to understand, because this is not something that I regularly practice. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't understand. For me, I'm turning it around on myself. If I tell somebody, if I come to my man and I say this or that or whatever, if I open myself up to him about something that's bothering me, hurting me, that may not have anything to do with him, there is no planet that he's going to be able to turn that around on me, because I've already dealt with it. You can't weaponize something against me like that.
I think that's a lie.
Okay.
I think that's a lie, right? Because this is a misconception a lot of people have, especially women, right? Just because you speak about something, and just because you understand it and dealt with it, doesn't mean it's not painful.
Okay.
Right? If I confide something to you, something I ain't never told nobody else, something that you the only person that know, me and you to the grave, right? And you use it against me. It's not that I haven't dealt with it. It's that you don't honor what I told you.
Okay. So it's kind of like keeping your secrets and that type of time.
It's not it's about you understanding what place I have you at.
Okay.
Right? I didn't told you something that I ain't never told. I didn't told you something that I know about me that I never told anybody else. But women to throw it up in your face like it ain't nothing. Oh, your daddy never loved you.
Okay. That's all I wanted was an understanding. That's it.
And this is what I'm saying. And this not I'm not trying to direct. So please excuse me if you feel like I'm not trying to attack you, right? But and I don't care what nobody say. If a man is with a woman, right, and it's something that happened to her that she revealed to him, he'll never use it against her. He'll never do it. Because that would degrade him as a man, right? But women don't understand that take you a notch down with your man. He might look past it, but he's looking at you different. He know I can't go here with her. Right? We can never go there. And I'm gonna tell you the same. It's the same thing men do, right? About to drop it on y'all. This is a lesson. You rob yourself of the relationship you could have had. You rob yourself, like when dudes get out here and you mess around and you put your girl in a different trust zone where you rob yourself of your girl. Y'all rob yourself of your man. Because I'm not going to allow myself to go there with you. We gonna stay stuck in this place because you dishonored me. Y'all understand when it come to y'all? It's the same thing.
Did that answer your question, Jennifer?
Yep.
Okay. So now my question is, why do y'all do it? Why do y'all weaponize the information that is most sacred to us in general terms? Maybe not you, but why would a woman do it? Maybe I say it like that. Why
In
would
general terms, I think I said it earlier.
Okay.
Hurt people hurt people. It is. If she's hurt about something that he said or what did or whatever, she's gonna use whatever is in her arsenal to hurt him back. And it's not right. It's not fair. But hurt people hurt people.
Okay. What you think, Dia?
I think that a woman that will weaponize that is immature, lacks respect, and just doesn't value the man. And I wouldn't. The relationship is like Ricky said. Even for that, it's over. You lost a part of me at that point. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it right there.
All right, Shane, what you got?
I think it's a little bit of conditioning. It's a lack of mature parenting on a mother's part, especially. So in my home, I have girls, 3 and 1 son, and I see them doing this type of thing to their brother all the time. So I'm constantly having to step in and stop how they are treating him. So I think it's a level of conditioning, things that we see women do in our families, things that we see women do on TV. It's just a number of things that we see those are the examples, and I can see it happening in my own home with my own children. So to me, it's a level of conditioning that we've come up with, and unless there is a mature woman who does not do this and who teaches us right from wrong, or even our fathers could also teach us, like, hey, we're not doing it, that's not appropriate, then I think it's just going to continue in a generational cycle.
That's a bit.
I chime in real quick.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about when women do this to men is we won't even leave you because of it. We'll just become a lesser version of ourselves and give you the bare minimum, or we won't be the upright and standing man. That's how you get the man that still cheats on you. That's how you get the man that will never marry you but will stay in a relationship with you. That's how you get the man who's just not productive. That's our way. Like, I don't value you to give you my best self. You don't deserve it. So leave, or we'll both suffer.
I have a question. So why would you stay? Like, why would you suffer? I don't understand that. At that point, it's just over.
Because did you want to answer, Prototype? I have an answer. In my estimation, the reason why most men stay is because one of the biggest decisions in their life is the woman they chose, right? And so it feels, and then when they lose that, that's a big deal to say that I chose the wrong woman. That's a major hit to one's pride and one's ego, right? We're also wanting to honor our vows, right? As a believer, me and Dwayne specifically talk about this, and I talk about it with my mentor as well, is that it's like, okay, I know that she's the weaker vessel, you know what I'm saying? So I have to be the stronger vessel, and I have to deal with some of the things that she is saying, right? That's what it is. Right? That's one of the reasons. Go ahead, Ricky.
Why would you stay with a man that did something you didn't like?
Not this. I'm saying
no. Why would you stay? Watch how simple this is. Watch.
This goes back to what Prototype said earlier. That's all I feel, real deep down in my gut. Ricky, you missed it. And statistically speaking, most women divorce. We ask for divorce way before men. And
let me clarify. Because we love y'all. See how simple that is?
Yeah.
Because we love you. The same way you put up with your man shit. It's because you fucking love him. Right? But a man ain't capable of loving, right? Not like y'all. You know, the mother's love is the most nurturing love in the world. The black woman are you that. Come on now. Y'all don't look at us, and this is the whole problem. Y'all don't look at us the same way we look at y'all. Y'all don't. So we need to stop having this lie conversation like it's this equal thing or this equal playing field. It's not. It's not. Stop it. That's the real conversation. We need to get that lie untold. It's not a level playing field. Y'all love us different than we love y'all.
Yeah, you're right. Because at that point, we got some decisions to make. If it hurt that bad,
I think men don't leave for a few reasons, right? Because we're extremely logical. I mean, I don't disagree with Rick. Not on this one, but to add to what he just said above the love, right? We're extremely logical, right? So it could be a matter of it's hard for men to still progress, right? Like that's a struggle that we got to deal with. Being a man is hard, like man, to try to provide and do all that, right? So to become our best self, it's hard. It's not easy. So once you drop the ball and I no longer have to be my best self, it's easier not to be my best self. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're in a groove of paying half the bills. So now we're looking at it like, well, at least she's paying half the bills. At least we got some consistent, sex at home, maybe. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're really looking at the benefit of what you really give us at that moment. You know, but if we continue to grow and upgrade and became our best self, we're leaving you. That's the only way we'll leave you. It's if we kept going forward and upgraded. You know what I'm saying? But that's when we'll leave.
Hey, Dwayne or Brandon, did y'all want to say something right here before we transition?
Yeah, sure. I add a little something to it. I agree with both with Prototype and Ricky. What they had to say is what I would also guess kind of add. You know, there's a little bit of sunk cost fallacy in it. You know, in a sense of just like it's a lot invested. I think it kind of piggybacking on a little bit of what Prototype was saying. It's a lot invested in what we stand to lose from walking away from this. I would say that probably there's a little bit of hope there that maybe possibly, things can turn around considering, everything that you kind of put into it. And then also is anytime a relationship ends, it's always the man's fault off top. Like that's the first assumption. It don't matter who did what. It could have been your wife woke up and decided to run through the town. And then you say you got a divorce. The first thought somebody's like, what did the man do? So no matter what happens, the guy has to kind of take that on the chin of like the assumption that it was kind of his fault that the relationship broke down just off top. And who wants to really want to go through that shit?
I know what he did.
Y'all didn't agree with me? But y'all, what I said didn't make sense or something? Okay, so they disagree with Prototype and Ricky, but that's cool. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Oh no, the Prototype.
But no, he was saying, what did the man do, right? I know what he did, and I stated it in the beginning. So if your woman want to go off and run through the whole town, what did he do, fellas? Do y'all know?
Yeah, he was not the best option.
He wasn't the best option. So she ran through the town because I'm
not going to even say that. He might be the best option, but she doesn't view him as the best option.
It's the same thing, right?
No, it's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
What you're saying is her perception is reality.
Yes.
Right. That's what you're saying. Okay. So it might as well be the same, even though it's not. Because her best option is to stay home with the one that she got.
Right.
So
whatever
again,
she perceives is her best option.
But Proto, hey, when you right, though, right? So again, if her perception is all that matters,
That is reality.
right? So again, as long as her feelings ain't where she wanted to be, that's always a problem. So can y'all handle the truth? No, because the truth is tied to y'all feelings.
Oh,
My truth, not the truth. I gotta tell my truth. It's my truth. You know what happened to me, how I feel about it. Your feelings ain't got nothing to do with what's really going on. Your feelings is the way you perceive a situation. But what do I know? Just some guy on
guy on the
YouTube.
internet. Like you gotta end it right there with that, bro. I'm just some guy on the internet. Dwayne, what you about to say?
No, I'm good.
You good, bro? You ain't got nothing to
Well
say?
done. Well done, panel.
Well done, panel. Anybody got last words before we get out of here? Because we didn't get to the main dish, but you know what I'm saying? Unless y'all got time for the main dish.
Go ahead, spin it.
All right, cool. So
I got time today.
That's bet. The question of the day is when to divorce? Question mark. When to divorce? Right? We've been talking about all this good stuff about having safe places, making sure that you honor her, value her, make sure you give her the loving that she needs internally. Pause. Right, as well as externally. You know what I'm saying? So and vice versa. So then when is the time to leave? When would you say it's time to leave? And anybody can go first. This is a conversation. You can talk or not talk. It's on you. When to divorce. And go. Go ahead. Who you pointing to? Talking to Dia? Oh. Who you pointing at? Shan? You going with Shan? Okay, yeah, go ahead, Shan.
Y'all, come on. I don't think that there ever is a right time to divorce. Honestly,
okay,
it's a failure. So nobody wants to fail. I'm divorced. It wasn't something I was trying to do. But it is what it is. My ex decided that he wanted a different lifestyle, and so it was. And people who know the whole story, the truth, and all of those good things will probably say I sat around a lot longer than I needed to. But no, I don't think there's ever a good time to do it. When you make a commitment to somebody, that is the commitment, and you should try your best to hang on. We give ourselves excuses, biblical excuses, other excuses, and really, those are all passes. You should be able to work through anything. And I'm not gonna get into everybody want to talk about rape and abuse. I don't want to get into that. You okay? For the most part, you should be able to work through anything.
That's what's up. Who got next?
I mean, I'll go for it. From a man's perspective, the moment she cheats on you, I mean, other than that, I don't see no other real reason to really get a divorce. I mean, even still, everything's your fault anyway. To the men, you know what I'm saying? If your woman leaves you, it's your fault. You know, if she wants a divorce, it's your fault. If she cheats on you, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? But if she does cheat on you, get out of there.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
I thought I was on mute.
That's interesting.
I should have sighed quietly. Man, from a biblical standpoint, outside of cheating, there's not a good, even with cheating, because man, that story about the prophet Hosea and that wife of his, Gomer, oh man, labeled a prostitute. Dang, that's rough, man. But you still gotta love her. Oh man.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Nope. Nope. I rebuke that. Nope. Nope.
Please come on with it. Come on. I'm curious about this because even like what we were talking about earlier, we were just talking about offenses, right? From a man's standpoint. How many offenses until we say, we can't do that. We can't proceed, right?
That particular story, though, I don't like to use that for terms of why you should stay, because God was trying to prove a point. Everybody doesn't have that mission, that goal to do what that prophet is doing. Everybody's not a prophet. Like there was a real reason, and God laid out why He did that.
So and I like that because you're the one that typically says about vision and the vision of women, and they can't see certain things. How am I not to perceive a situation like that? Now, granted, thank God, right now I'm not in that situation, right? So I'll preface that because the reason why I say that is to a certain extent, like that's where the extreme is. And even as we're sitting here, we say, "Oh, well, yeah, we got thick skin for offenses," but how does it get whenever we get cheated on, right? Like, how does that process look like? And again, I've said this before. Whenever I'm going through marriage classes, like we're listening to couples who did cheat on each other, right? And they're back together, living a much stronger life together. So, like from that standpoint, I'm sitting there saying, "Wait a minute." So, the whole goal of it is to look past people's offenses, because how many times should your brother sin against you in a day? 7 times, 70 times. That's a lot. From a logical standpoint, 3-strike rule, and you're out of there. Right, that's how I perceive.
You're saying you're in counseling with these people. You don't know. You really don't know what they're going through. Like I have a few brothers that what I'm saying that's went through that, and they live in torment every day. They can no longer love their wife the same way.
One at a time. Hold on.
Real quick prototype. What I want to state to you is, do not devalue the testimony in which people deliver about their life experiences. Right. And as for devaluing that, I'm putting value to it because I could look at other people's hurts, because we talked about hurts earlier. Right. And that's for hurting people. Like, I know about that situation from being on the receiving end and also being on the giving end of that hurt. So in that, I'm looking at people who hurt each other, like in an intimate form. Like, that's who you do pillow talk with. Going off messing with somebody else, that's severe. From a men's standpoint, that's severe hurt.
Is this a co-ed group though? Because men don't tell the truth in front of women.
No, so specifically, this is a marriage class.
Dwayne does though. Dwayne pretty honest, right?
Yeah, no, I because I think that's the best way to live. Don't you ain't gotta lie to kick it, right? That saying, you ain't got. No, if you're gonna lie to me, we ain't kicking it. Period. So in that, if you ain't honest with me about it and about the grimes of your life, don't come and show me now how shiny everything is, how glamorous everything is, where really it's grimy and broke down. Be real with me. That's who I do. That's who I surround myself with. And I think, well, I know as for going and making disciples, it's about being honest about it. So whenever I look at other people's lives and I see their failures, right, and how those failures, based on the choices in which they made, impacted themselves, but not just themselves, also generations. Like, I look at it from that standpoint, like the impact of generations. So whenever we go off and cheat because this person didn't do a particular thing, or from both men and women, and I wanted to bring that up, like from what D was saying, like it can happen on both sides. So like, what does a woman have to do in order to keep the man? But the man, same thing. What does the man have to do in order to keep it? It has to work in sync. I think you're on mute.
No, you missed. That was the first question. You missed the question. He asked both of us, but you came late.
Oh, see, my bad. No, but I think that's what you were getting on.
No, I'm just saying. Men do not tell the truth in front of women. So if you're hearing these stories and it's a co-ed kind of a group, you're not hearing the truth. If it's a men's group, you may hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Then a lot of men are still not. No man wants to openly say my woman my woman cheated on me, or you know what I'm saying. And
oh no. So here's one. A man got his wife cheated on him, and he couldn't forgive her. They were going to these Bible classes and he thought he'd forgive her. The whole time he was sitting there holding the secret that he also was cheating, but he was holding that over her head. Like, you were the one who messed up. You were the one who messed up. You were the one who messed up. That's that pride piece of it. How can you do this to me? Meanwhile, on the back end, he was doing the same thing. That's pride. That makes us cover up some real grimy shit, right? So as I'm sitting there listening to this, I'm like, wow, that could be me. Right. And that's the thing, right? It happens to the greatest of us. The same thing that happened with David. Grimy as all get out. Sends one of his best journals to the front line because he messed up. right? And then what does he want to do? He want to bury the secret. But whenever somebody came to him and was honest with him, the man after God's own heart was able to be honest and say, that was me. I messed up. And that's the piece about holding accountability, is where you're able to say that I messed up. And it's from a both standpoint in a relationship. And that's where honesty really comes in, is where you say, I messed up. And you own it. Own it. You reflect on it, not deflect on it. And most of the times, men and women, we have the capability and capacity. Whenever somebody is being honest with us, we have two options. Either we can reflect on it or we can deflect on it. Both of them, both of those choices in which we make is going to either make you a stronger person or a weaker person. And you're going to carry that into every last relationship you enter into going forward.
That's what's up.
That's such a Christian answer.
That's
It's
trash.
just simply not true.
Hey, anyone I guess want to get their final thoughts?
When you should divorce, when you can, to me, this is me, right?
Yeah.
Everything can be worked out unless you're not honest about where you really at. If it comes to the point where we can't be honest about where we really at, with the good and bad, right? That's when it's time to go. Because if we're not honest, how can we fix it?
Exactly.
But even, and I was gonna say, you know, unless you feel like
real quick, Jennifer, Ricky take pauses, so let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
My bad. And I'll explain, because you don't know me. I used to stutter when I was little, so I stopped so I can gather my thoughts. Okay. Because the truth will set you free, right? Right. It will set your relationship free, or it will set you free. Right. We got to be honest about what's going on. Right. And I think the biggest problem with, well, like with Prototype talking about, and Dwayne, like nobody wants to ever try to put causality, right? This is what Black people do. They always worry about the pussy scar. They don't worry about how they got cut, right? We got to understand, right, that everything we do, there's a cause. If you have an action, there's a reaction,
Yeah.
right? That's the way the universe works, right? So you have to take into consideration all the pieces of the puzzle that allowed you to get here, no matter what that situation is. Now, if you're not being honest with yourself as a man, or a woman's not being honest with herself, right? And let me do this, ladies. I'm about to give y'all props. Hold up.
Did you hear what I said?
If a man cheat on a woman, right, she'll really think and start looking at herself like, hey, you know what? I was slipping. Right? Maybe I wasn't doing this. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe that's why he did such and such woo-woo, right? But men don't want to do that when they women go out there and slip. It's a one or all thing, right? It's a one or all thing. They'll never tell you the part they played in it, right? Because then, you know, it look bad for you. It look bad for you. That would require you to be accountable and understand that your woman the reason why your woman looking at another man is because you wasn't providing something. Right? We ain't no unless your woman just a dog down, dirty, lying, Dixie Road crossing hoe, right? She was a hoe in her old town and moved to your town, and you got caught up in the mystic, right? Right? Both of us play a part. It's a marriage. Both of y'all play a part in it. Both of y'all. That's why I point like this, because I don't want nobody pointing back at me. I point like this. Right? It's a marriage. It's y'all. And no matter what y'all say, how you want to play it, right? How you want to play it. The reason why the contract exists because people's word ain't shit. That's why the contract exists, because your word ain't shit. People say every day something they supposed to do, they wasn't gonna do. I ain't gonna do it. You know what? I'm gonna go shopping today. I'm gonna mop that floor. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that garage clean. Right? Y'all both in it, and just live with your decisions. Live with your goddamn decisions. Everybody want to weigh out from something that you chose to be in. And what it's saying about you when you let your partner go is really saying more about you than it is about that person. You fucked up. You the failure.
Yep.
Because if you knew what you knew and talk how you talk, you wouldn't picked it in the first place.
You can go now, Jennifer.
So look, and honestly, even with what he said, I knew what I knew when I knew it, and I should have known better. But for me, I feel like the only time that you should get divorced is if, I mean, like your life is in danger or something, or you've literally exhausted every other option and nothing is working. And even in the case, of like there being abuse or your life being in danger, yeah, you can still try to work it out. But if it's not working and there is literally the potential for you to, lose your life, then it's time to go.
And the man of the hour, Mr. Branden, what you got? Hey, before you go, hey, y'all need to go check out the clip that's going viral. I put it in the chat for Branden and how men have to calculate in order to communicate with women. So that's why I reached out to him. I wanted to have him on the panel. So shout out to you, Branden. What you got before we go?
Once again, appreciate you again for calling me over to the panel. Feel like I get called up to the big leagues a little bit. I think everybody had a good piece of kind of what I said. I do think that pretty much everything is work outable as long as the people within the relationship want to work it out. And I think that's probably the key. You know what I'm saying? Like a relationship from the beginning requires two people for it to work, and it needs two people for it to keep going. And if one person is trying to make it work and the other person ain't really in it, I don't see how that is sustainable. I also would say, I want to say that if the respect is lost, especially from like the woman to man side, like the woman loses respect for the guy, I kind of feel like that's kind of one of the it's over with at that point. You know what I mean? Because it's real hard to get that back from your woman if you lose like your respect, if you lose that respect that she has for you as like her man. Because I think that's probably like a death knell for me, in my opinion.
That's a bet, man. This has been phenomenal. Did everybody go that wanted to go? Go ahead.
I would go back to what Prototype was saying earlier about how a man just doesn't give his best self. And for a woman, if I haven't had to make that decision, obviously, but I would say when it's to the point where I cannot be me, like I came here as an individual and I'm gonna leave here as an individual. And if you stunting my growth, or I have to not give you or feel like you don't deserve the best of me, not temporarily, but if it's something that I just cannot shake, then I gotta move on. So I'm not gonna let you stop my. No, I can't do that.
That's what's up, man. Listen, this has been a phenomenal show. I hope y'all have enjoyed yourselves. Y'all have done a remarkable job of being transparent as well as solution oriented. And I always want to say thank you for the time, because y'all could be somewhere else, but y'all chose to be here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people that came for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? I got to work on how I point now. You know what I'm saying? Richie. You know what I'm saying? You just started something. I'm gonna see if I can clip that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you can find these people on their channels. Shout out to Dia. She working on her podcast coming soon. A Rose from what'd you say? A Rose from Rubble. Check her out on Instagram. Then you got Prototype on Tuesday nights. He talking to men, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't like women on the panel, because he say his homeboys be freezing up when it comes to talking to women. Tuesdays at 9, you know what I'm saying, Eastern, you feel me? And then you got Shan. She is typically on some TikTok, you know what I'm saying? If you're in the DFW area, you know, she does hair and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? She might be busy, I don't know. And then Branden, they can catch you at the Buffett Pod, is that right?
Yeah, the buffet pod. Now some we drop YouTube videos every Wednesday. I'm also in the Houston area. I'm a therapist, by trade, mental health professional. So you know what I'm saying. I like your boy.
That's what's up. Shout out to them. Make sure y'all go over there and like like and subscribe to him as well. Then you got Jennifer. What can they find you, man?
On IG at Curls Arlise Curls with a Z, ARLISE. Yeah.
That's what's up. Thank you for being here. Then you got Dwayne Jones Photography. You know what I'm saying? Hey, appreciate you for rolling up, even if you were tardy, bro. Because you always listen. For those that don't know, Dwayne is my accountability partner off camera, and when I can get him back on camera, I'm gonna do it because he be hitting me hard every time we talk, bro. So love you, homie. Appreciate you. Hey, and then my guy, Mr. Ricky. You know what I'm saying? Me and Ricky talk off camera for those that don't know. And we share life together and talk about what's going on in these
Hey, that was funny what we talked about. I was like, you know why women love God so much? Because they can blame everything on him because he a man.
See, Ricky, I remember it. It's still funny to me, bro. Hey, shout out to I was on a panel. I was on a panel called Purple Podcast, right? On Friday. And this woman, she blamed God for the decisions that she made. And Ricky was like, oh yeah, he blamed it on God because he a man.
No accountability. They can't do it.
Oh man. But appreciate you. Hey, what can they find you, Ricky?
Oh man, I'm here on YouTube. Just do a search for Ricky Williams, #TWT. That'll bring you right up, or do a search for RDubs, AREDUBBZ here on YouTube. It'll pull up my channel. I'll talk about boxing and life, but you got to get through the boxing first. Okay. On YouTube, RDubs, ARE_DUBBZ on Instagram. ARE_DUBBZ on Instagram.
That's what's up, man. I really appreciate y'all. It's been good. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. You want any type of merchandise, anything about me, you can go to humbledad.life. Until next time, we out here. Deuces.
The boy is dangerous. You don't seem to understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world.